There are moments of awareness in which there is great clarity and fear, division, and the experience or absence. But the moments are brief. What is necessary to allow a sustained clarity, intensity, and the wholeness of being? There are moments of awareness in which there is great clarity and fear, division, and the experiences are absent. But the moments are brief. What is necessary to allow a sustained clarity, intensity, and the wholeness of being? Whom are you asking this question? This is apparently a serious question. It looks serious. Whom are you asking? And you want a reply from somebody. The somebody is the speaker here for the moment. If the speaker doesn't satisfy the answer, you trot off to somebody else. And if that somebody else isn't good enough, you go off to somebody else. You keep this going. And that means, doesn't it, we depend on others to tell us what to do, what to think, how to find clarity, sanity, a wholeness of life. Always, apparently, we depend on somebody. We never look into this question, ask ourselves, and see if we can, for ourselves, totally independent of others. Find out if it is possible to be absolutely unconfused, to be absolutely clear, not momentarily, not occasionally when you have nothing else to do, but is it possible? Not the continuity of clarity. You understand? Well, suppose one is clear for a moment, and that clarity for a second banishes away fear, experience, and all that. Then that memory of that clarity is not the fact of clarity, right? I wonder if you see this. Suppose I'm walking in the woods, not in California, here, too strong, the sun. Suppose one is walking among the woods and listen to the birds and to the spotted lights and the beauty of the foliage, and for a moment there is absolute clarity of. And that clarity has left an imprint on the brain. Said, oh, how clear it was. Then one wants that clarity to continue. Don't we? Like pleasure You want it to continue. The continuity is the movement of memory, right? Which is more, I must go into all right. It involves time, doesn't it? Anything that continues must have time, implication of time. And time will not allow clarity. It is the freedom from time that's clarity. Let's go into this again, if we may. Say, for example, one wants security, psychologically. And one, for a few seconds or a few days, one has this feeling of absolutely being safe, protected, solidly secure. Then that disappears after a few days. But the memory of that feeling remains. And we want to continue that which has happened 2 days ago. Right? This is what we're all quoting. That is, the duration of an experience which has finished. And the memory of it, we want. The memory wants a continuity of that thing which has happened, right? So if we could look at this question, time, by the watch, by the sunset and sunrise, time as day and night, time of year, and so on. That is, there is time. And thought is also time, right? We're following this. Time is a movement of thought from the past to the present and the future, which is a movement of time. This movement has its own continuity. Right? Are we together following this? And the brain, which has evolved through time, says continuity is essential. Because it, you understand, for it to continue, it is essential. Physically, biologically, it is necessary. But psychologically, it wants also to continue. So, the brain becomes confused when there is no continuity. I follow you on this, I hope. Right? Are we together somewhat in this? And one questions whether there is psychological continuity at all. You understand my question? We are questioning it, I'm not stating. Is there psychological continuity at all? That is, a moment of clarity which banishes, puts aside all fear, all problems and all the travail of life, it happens in a moment. And the brain says, it must continue. Because it only thinks in terms of time, a continuity. You understand? Biologically, it is necessary to continue day after day, right? Same house, same food, same clothes, same roof over the head. Psychologically also, we want in relationship security to continue, right? Are you following me? Is there in relationship security at all? Which is a duration of long period of time. When there is the demand for that, there is conflict. I wonder if you understand this. Oh no. Relationship, as it's very important, it's a tremendously important thing in life, relationship. One cannot possibly exist in this world without relationship. Whether you are a monk, a sannyasi, a wanderer, you're always related to the past or to a person or to a concept of the future. It isn't just merely physical relationship. As a relationship is very seriously important in life, there are moments in which relationship has great depth, silence, and a sense of tremendous well-being. Right? Don't you know this? The speaker hasn't to go through all this, but he will go through this. And those moments of deep sense of fullness, wholeness, is registered in the is recorded in the brain, and the function of the brain is to record and keep it going. And so the memory begins to play an important part. So one questions whether there is security at all in relationship. You understand my question? We want it. We think it is absolutely necessary. But is there? Please ask yourself. Security means permanency. And is there anything in life permanent? Death is always there, but let's leave death alone for the moment. Is there anything permanent in life? We want to have something permanent. Apparently, religious people say God is permanent. That's a marvelous invention, but has very little meaning. So we are seeking in relationship security and permanency. That very concept, please listen to this for a minute, that very concept of demanding security and permanency is translated as attachment. Right? So there is a deep attachment to another. It may be for a month, for a week, or 50 years. And during the state of attachment, there is all the conflict of jealousy, suspicion, fear, gain and loss, you know. You know all this, don't you? So, the demand in relationship to have a sense of permanent continuity in which there is security leads to attachment and all the complexity of attachment. If one sees that, perceives the fact of that, you understand? Perceiving it, as you perceive the tree, and you don't, unless you're blind, you don't go against it, knock yourself. So if you see this fact that the demand for in relationship, permanency and security, which inevitably leads to a great deal of conflict and attachment, fear and so on, then that very perception burns away the feeling, the demand for security. You ever, is this clear, this question? That the moment when we think in terms of time, a sense of continuity, then intensity, clarity, and the feeling of wholeness disappears. Yeah, I wonder if you're capturing all this. You have listened to this. Is it all nonsense? So what the devil are you talking about? Or is it sanity, reason, logical? And if I may most respectfully ask, if you see this very clearly, the fact that we do demand in our life, in our daily living, psychologically, a sense of continuity, a sense of security, it must inevitably bring conflict. Right? Do we see this, perceive this fact? And we are saying, if you perceive the truth of this, that very perception burns away the demand for security and permanency. Therefore, then what is our relationship with each other? Do you understand? You understand my question? Suppose the speaker or you have not this sense of security and permanency. That doesn't mean anything. Suppose. Then what is relationship? You understand? What is my wife and my husband? Or girlfriend or boyfriend, whatever it is. You please answer, think it out, let's work it out. What is one's relationship with another, intimate or otherwise? Is there just what, a gap? Or when there is no permanency, demand for permanency and security, with all its complexity, is it possible a new awakening, a new sense of what is love? Understand my question? Permanency and attachment, and with all its pain and pleasure and anxiety and fear, is not love. And if the absence of that entirely, deeply, profoundly, the other is like a flower that's blooming. Right? Is this possible? Is this possible when you hear all this? Is it possible in your daily life? Love is not thought, desire, sensation. Love is totally a different quality. And that is totally absent when the other, security and all the rest of that, is the demand of every human being.